as the bed gets cold, my heart gets cold. Hi, my beautiful lovelies. Welcome back to my memoirs and a fresh page from my diary. So, the rains are finally here. I'm so happy. This was today morning. I know that the rains are around, they came or they're ongoing, but this place hasn't received any since I started, getting the reports that it has been raining in the country. And we have been seeing a lot of dark clouds, and we've been expecting them, but it has never poured. So today morning, this was today morning, it really rained, and I was so happy because water. You know what water does, and how getting water here is a problem. So I was so happy when it started raining. At least we'll get some water to, do the normal. No, water is life. So yeah. And I don't know. Okay, I know I have some bad experiences with rain when it comes to this place, but that wasn't in my mind. That wasn't in my mind. I just wanted to enjoy this first day of the rains. And I know the water that we'll get today is not going to be as clean, because I usually say that when it starts raining, it's usually just water for cleaning the roof because it has been dusty all along and it has been very dry. But either way, I am so grateful that at least we have gotten some water. Yesterday, I did not have water. I had only 1 gallon because where we usually fetch water from, there was a technical problem, so we couldn't get water for around 3 days. So we've been getting water from a very distant place. Water is very cheap, but transportation is where the expenses come in. So because of that, I have to ration water. Trust you me, it is very hard coming from somebody who was living in the city and water was very readily available in the house through the taps and the showers. And I had to adapt to this system where you have to plan how to use your water. To an extent, imagine 2 gallons, two 20-liter gallons can take us one day. Me and the kids, that is washing dishes, doing some cooking and bathing. And I had to reduce the number of times we take showers. I love water. I can take showers. I can take random showers throughout the day. It's around 4 or 5 random showers, mainly because of the temperature. It's very dry and very hot, and I just love the the feel of water on your skin and your body. So you can imagine moving from that to having to bathe only once at night because you are saving on water. And I had to adjust, the kids had to adjust. So yesterday I was only left with 1 gallon, and I was planning on how to buy another trip of water. But then the good Lord smiled on me. Just look at how that grass is. The grass is so yellow. It is so yellow. And this place has been very dry. Really, it has been very dry. And when somebody sees it like this, someone will never imagine that this is the same place where we harvested a lot of maize, a lot of veggies. It's very ironic. I usually say it's the upside down, like in Stranger Things, or the yin and the yang, where these are two extremely different opposites which are existing at the same time. So as I told you, the water is not that clean. It is still very dirty because of the roof. But if it rains tomorrow, if it rains the next day, of course, this the water will be much more cleaner. But As dirty as it is, trust you me, this is still gold. Because what I usually do, I just let it settle. I just let it settle, and then all the dirt goes down. It's like decantation. All the dirt goes down, and then you're left with very clean water on the top. And I love, love, love rainwater. Rainwater is very sweet. My taste buds have fully adapted to rainwater. Back in the city, when it rains, we drink rainwater. When there was no rain, because it's Mombasa, most of our water sources are a bit salty. So we used to buy mineral water, the processed water. So, but since I came here, there is no shop that sells processed water, and it's just the normal bottled water. So I had to, this is the best alternative, the rainwater. It is much more sweeter than processed water. And because it's the only option that we have, then this is what we have to go for or go with. So yeah, I think the rainy seasons have started. I'm not really quite sure. I've not done my research yet. It's usually July, media, April, June, July. But now this is March, and I don't know if we are. It is the long season, the long rains, or it's just a short period of rain. I don't understand. I don't know. But we've been experiencing floods in some areas in the country and very heavy downpour. So I think we were late to the party. We arrived very late because this place has been dry for the longest time. But either way, I'm still grateful. So yeah, I usually just hey, why am I out of words? I usually, yeah, I fill up the gallons, and I put out the basins and the buckets to collect the rain from my gutters. Then, of course, I'm going to let it sit, and then you will get clean water. I usually sieve the water when I'm using it. So, yeah. And in as much as I didn't want to use this water for doing chores and stuff, because it is very clean and very sweet, and it's very hard to come by rainwater here. But on this day, I had no choice because I didn't want to spend another 250 buying water, and I had water. So we managed to get at least 4 gallons of water, which was very, very nice. And my tank was totally empty, totally empty. And it being a squared tank, it is short and wide. So even if it rains, even if you pour in maybe a gallon or two, that's enough water. You can't really fetch it out of the tank unless you put the tank sideways. That's how you can at least get some water, and you won't even get the whole amount or the whole water. The whole water. You won't get the whole quantity out of the tank. So usually what I do, I cover it with a piece of iron sheet like that, and then I put this big sufuria where I can be sure that I'm going to get water, which I can put into the gallons. Then when the sufuria overflows or when it's full, the water usually goes down the iron sheet and into the tank. So either way, at the end of it all, I still get water in there. So as I told you, the water is not that clean. There's some doo-doos and all that, but at this point, honestly, it's not really a big deal. Um, I'm used to that by now. We are off gridding, so it's not really a big deal. Of course, I'm going to sieve it once inside. I was just doing this because I didn't want to be rained on. That's me with my raincoat. My dad gave me this raincoat as a gift. He had two, so he gave me one. And of course, it has come in handy. The ground is very, very soft, so you have to put on gumboots, and I did not want to get wet. So that was my outfit of the day. But I'm very, very grateful that we have started getting the rains. At least we will start getting water. So that was day one. Then on day two, it rained very heavily at night. Very, very heavily. Water on this day, this was very early in the morning. So the day before, when I got the 4 gallons, I did my laundry. And then at night it rained and I managed to get all this water, which was very nice. Now the water is much more cleaner than yesterday, and I was able to fill up the gallons that were empty. Of course, you see, now the water is much more, yeah. And then my tank is almost full. It is 3 quarters. So that was such a good feeling. Very, very good feeling. I know rain usually comes with its negatives, but right now, let me just focus on the positive. I did not have water. One day I didn't have water. The next I had, and same way I'm seeing this. I'm trying to relate this to my financial life right now. One day you're struggling, and the next day, yeah, a miracle. Miracles just happen. And whatever that happened to the water situation, I pray the same thing happens to my financial situation. Yeah. So that is how the cookie crumbled. Let me get you in the next one. Bye.